What do psychology and spirituality have in common? I know for myself, I grew up in a faith-based community, and a lot of times there was a sense that psychology was something other than something that we, didn't know and didn't understand, and so couldn't embrace. And then I went to school to become a therapist and learned so much about psychology, and have really learned to embrace both science, the science of psychology and my spirituality. My name is Monica Maurer, and I am a licensed therapist. I'm also the director of the Center for Transformation, and we exist to partner with therapists to help therapists enhance their personal and professional growth. And so when we think about science and spirituality, there's always been kind of this conflict between psychology and faith-based communities. I know one time I was at an event at a very well-known faith-based organization. And it was some type of a luncheon or something, and I told someone, what I do for a living. I'm a mental health counselor. I'm a psychotherapist, and the spiritual leader, said, "Oh, you can't blend psychology," and almost like demonized psychology. And I was kind of thrown off, and come to find out there's actual books and curriculums written about how psychology and faith can't connect, and how there's only kind of one venue for counseling if you're a faith-based person, and that's really rooted not in science. And it makes me wonder, like, what are we afraid of, right? Are we afraid of understanding ourselves? Are we afraid of challenging our faith so much that we won't have our faith anymore? And what kind of faith is that if the faith can be challenged so much that we don't have it anymore, right? And so in my personal journey, there's been a sense of really embracing both and coming into a deeper understanding of both science and spirituality. And so what I want to offer here today is this idea that it's okay to question, because questioning is a beautiful thing. It creates a sense of growth. And I think we're scared of the emotion that comes up for us when we question either faith or science, that's psychology. But really, isn't questioning about just kind of humbly embracing our own limitations, that there's so much that we don't understand and that we want to grow. But I think we're scared almost of the emotion we feel when we question faith or we question psychology. Like, oh, I shouldn't question this, because if I do, I'm doing something wrong, and maybe the people that I'm attached to or that I'm doing community with would look down on me for questioning things. But I want to say right here, right now, like, that is a good place to be questioning, even doubting, in terms of spirituality and faith, because when we doubt, we push in to understand more. And when we push in, more revelation comes. And isn't that what we're looking for? We're looking for revelation. I think, questioning, doubting, and being okay with it. And then really making sure, on another note, that we are humbly approaching these things. What I've noticed in my life is that I myself can be like this, but also people I'm in relationship with can be like this, or people that I'm observing, where we want to like have it all figured out. We want to like put it in a package, and we want to be able to just explain it. I know years ago this movie came out, and I think it was on, a story from the Bible. I think it was the creation story, Noah and the ark. Noah and the ark. It was Noah and the ark. And a lot of people went to see it, and people were super offended by that movie. Like, that didn't happen that way. And, blah, 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 blah. And I sat back and I thought, you know what? We don't know. There's so much we don't know about the way things happened in the ancient world, and really what that's all about. And I think so much we want to like package it in a way that makes us feel comfortable, because we don't want to have that negative emotion come up that causes us distress. But really, distress leads to growth. And what are we on this earth for, except for if it's to grow and to experience things. And, it's not just about being happy all the time or having joy or satisfaction all the time. Really, it's about experiencing the distress, having the maturity to be able to hold space with the distress and question it. A lot of times when we're distressed, we move over into addictions. We move over into kind of distracting ourselves in different means, by different means that are damaging to us, rather than this holding space with mystery and letting that distress mount. I read something the other day that said, listen, that distress, that point of emotional conflict within yourself is what leads you to to growth, to maturity, to understanding, to coming into the next level of actualization as a human. And so really, life isn't about avoiding distress. It's about embracing difficulty, embracing things that we don't understand in order to guide us into the next level of growth. And in my very first video, I talk about how I'm here, because I've grown myself as a therapist and as a person through a conceptualization, the life model, which is neurotheology. It kind of combines our understanding of spirituality with neurology, kind of blending the two. And I tell you, when I first came across the life model, I was just blown away, because for so many years I'd lived in my faith community, very strong and active and growing. And then as a therapist, as a psychotherapist, I started embracing neurology and psychology, and wanting to understand human behavior and the brain and how it's formed and how it works, and blending the two. What I wasn't finding a lot of curriculums that kind of did that until I came across the life model, and it has been so incredible for me to kind of blend psychology and spirituality and understand how, if I can do that, I can live in a space of feeling a sense of presence with God, with higher power, with a sense of something bigger than myself, and have true faith and belief in that. At the same time, I understand how that's affecting me psychologically and neurologically, that my brain and my body, my behavior is being impacted exponentially by my bonded relationship with God. It's so incredible. And so I am going to be doing lots of episodes just focused on these concepts of what is this neurotheology, and how can we live in the space with both psychology and spirituality, and grow to the next level of our understanding of ourselves, our growth in ourselves, our relationships, the way we relate to our family, our friendships, our community, as well as the people that we serve, our clientele. And then how can we help our clients, because of what we've done in our own minds, how our brains have been impacted by all of this? How can we then pass that baton of healing to our clientele, who we really care about? We went into this, we came into this field because we want to help them. And there's no better way to help them than to help ourselves understand this concept. And this is really what I've done in my life and am continuing to do. And I'm passionate to pass that along to you. So subscribe here, and let's join this journey together. I look forward to it, and I will see you very soon.